Hello, beautiful
Yeah.
people. Thank you for joining us. This is my beautiful sister, Stacy Hemingway.
Woo!
Yeah, and so thanks for joining our dance party if you were here early. That's what we did every single day, every morning at 6 a.m. before the lecture or before the meditation. There would be
Before
dancing.
coffee,
Before,
we were dancing up a storm. Talk about moving other endorphins
yeah,
and
yeah,
chemicals through your body.
yeah, it was like a disco at 6 a.m. What a way to start the day, right?
Every session started with beautiful music
Yeah,
that just, it actually amazed me that you saw some people sitting down.
yeah.
Because it was always so upbeat and chair dancing works for me too.
Uh-huh.
So, but yeah, it just motivated you to move.
Yeah. So this is our second week long. We went 3 years ago in 2023 to Orlando, very cold Orlando experience. But we but we were mostly in the ballroom anyways, because when you're with Dr. Joe, like you're literally with Dr. Joe from like 6 a.m. to about 8 p.m. Long, long days, lots of breaks in between though. And what made this trip quite special, and I'd been wanting to go for quite a while, so I was really glad that we got to go, was it was in Marco Island, Florida. And Marco Island is on the Gulf side of Florida, and it was really warm,
The
like,
Gulf of Mexico, that
yeah,
is.
Gulf of Mexico. Yeah. Not the new name. Yeah, so and it was really warm, like how
Really
warm? Like
warm,
early 90s.
85, yeah, 85 to 90.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was so warm.
with high humidity.
It was really intense. But we have a list of things that we wanted to go over here for you. The first
My
thing,
love, will you mute me? I can't I'm in my car and I can't figure out how to mute my phone. I don't want to be bugging.
done, done and done. Yeah, so uh we have a little list here, but for those of you that don't know my sister Stacy, I just kind of wanted to introduce you to her. She's my little sister Stacy, even though she's kind of like a big sister to me in many ways. She's been my side by on this journey, this health journey that I've been on, and she's been like an angel in my life for a long, long time, and particularly when it comes to Dr. Joe. Um, these trips that I've done with her have been profound, to experience the one we did 3 years ago. You get to choose a color when you register. And 3 years ago, I was like, I want you to have your own Dr. Joe experience and I'll have mine. And then we'll come together at meals, because you're always sitting by somebody different every time you go into the ballroom. And this year, I decided that I wanted to do it with her. I wanted to have that experience of doing it with her. And so Dr. Joe often will lecture and then ask you to talk amongst yourselves and make it make sense.
And I just wanted to just play off that because I think the whole point is how do you perceive what he just said? And how do you get to express that into your own words? And I think what's fabulous about that is it just takes you to the next level in your own comprehension
Hmm.
of and absorption of the material. And so that's really the point behind the exercise.
Yeah.
But he does it all the time, which is
Yeah.
quite fascinating.
And he's talking about very advanced concepts in spirituality and metaphysics and
Quantum,
science.
the brain, all of
Yeah,
it.
very advanced. That's why it's called the Advanced Week-Long Retreat. And even though we'd been 3 years ago, like it was just like a deepening
Yeah.
in many respects in terms of our meditation practice from then to now, and then just letting someone else in here, and deepening of the concepts and our place within the concepts and our place within the quantum field now, several years later. Uh, and, a lot has happened for me in 3 years. Most of um, just with the escalation to stage 4 and the massive pivot to do the metronomic low dose chemotherapy. And I just kind of want to start off by saying that I think I unconsciously made a determination several years ago that his work wasn't for me, or I don't think it can help me, um, you know, what I'm dealing with is too extreme, like excuses, all excuses. And I really got a comeuppance at this Marco Island retreat because that's just bullpucky. And it was, but it was an unconscious determination. So I became conscious of the fact that I'd made that determination and got reignited to do the work again
Yeah.
on the daily, which I've been doing.
Yeah.
High fives. I've been
Right.
meditating every day.
And we hold each other accountable because I think, one thing that Stephanie, I asked her to make a list of what we were going to discuss because I love working from a prompt and a script. And she wrote anything else question mark at the end of it. And I said, yeah, the practice and how we keep it alive, how we hold ourselves accountable for actually doing the work.
Yep.
And so, I hope that we can expound on that
Yeah, we
at
will.
the end.
Yeah, we totally will. So, yeah, so I've recommitted to doing this work and I'm also very much interested in, it's not like I'm going away on a whole bunch of vacations throughout the year, I am traveling for business. I travel for family and I'm really wanting to go and be with Joe like annually. I got really clear, like I just want to hang out with Joe and the people that hang out with Joe because the vibe is so high. It's just so high. And when you come off of it, like I was on Facebook earlier today or yesterday, and someone was talking about, oh, I live in Orlando, and so I'll be coming back home to go to sleep at night. And we were all like, yeah, no, you don't want to be going back home to go to sleep at night.
No.
You want to be in your own room, away from family, because what you're going through is such a deep and intense process. Even Stacy and I this time around, I mean, she was with her husband, I in their own room. Last year, 2, 3 years ago, we were in the same room, but I had my own space, which I am so grateful for, because at the end of the day, like I just really wanted to hunker down and be with myself and journal and reflect on the day and what had gone down. Do you want to talk about how that was for you?
Well, it was interesting for me because the immersive process is something I've been drawn to for the last close to 30 years because I'm a yogi and I have done many workshops, many immersions, many teacher trainings. And whenever you would come home from them, there would be excitement, everything was new. You saw the world differently, you felt different yourself, and you were so grateful for the individual, the teacher, to reveal this within you. And yet it was really you doing the work and revealing it to yourself, which was also super cool. But you wanted to share it with those that you loved and those you were surrounded by. And I think, Steffi just said, like, no, you didn't want to go home to Orlando. You wanted to stay here within yourself.
Yeah.
Because you're in a community of people that think the same way, that feel the same way, that can, like we got to a point in the meditations where you drop in and you drop in hard and fast is what came into my head.
Hard and fast.
Right. But it's like intense, quickly. There's no like, oh, I'm hungry or, oh, I've got to pee or like whatever that we do to get over ourselves. Doing that when you're around those types of people, it just feels really good. And so you want to try to bring that forward with you when you're out of it. But at the same time, the others that you have to convene with, they have no idea what you've just been immersed in. And, so for me,
it's hard to describe.
With my husband, he's very scientific. He loves facts. So I would have to approach it like our conversations over a meal or something like that would be very different than, Steph and I going, so, what tripped you out on that last meditation? Like, what'd you see? What came to you? I mean, there was moments of like exploding heart emojis coming from within me. I felt like I was being pulled up in a spaceship.
Oh, yeah.
Like you would go to those elusive places.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the chemical process that's taking place within your body. So anyways, I kind of diverted,
Well,
but
no, I'm really glad that you did. I'm glad you mentioned chemicals because I want to talk about that. But I also want to talk about, so I had some pretty wild visions, mystical experiences.
mystic, he speaks to it,
Yeah, he
right? The
speaks to
mystic.
becoming the mystic.
Yeah.
And I had this experience coming out of the meditation. It was the very end of the meditation. I don't remember what day because it's all a blur. But most of you in my inner circle know about what I've been dealing with my cat,
Yes.
Calypso. She ran away in July and she came back, but she came back a very different cat, very traumatized and has required a lot of rehabilitation that Zephyr and I have both been doing. And so at the end of this meditation, Calypso, her being jumps into me, like not on me, but into my soul, really, and says to me, I'm healed and so are you. And I was like, what? What was that? So that was really wild. Yeah, that was really wild. And so just to come back to what Stacy was saying about the chemicals. So Dr. Joe started doing science connected to his work. 2020 is when he brought in Dr. Hamel Patel.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, 2020. So for the past 5 years, Dr. Joe has been partnering, collaborating with this amazing doctor at UC San Diego and named Dr. Hamel Patel. And Stacey and I got to meet him 3 years ago because we participated in his quantum study. Um, and uh, and so one of the things that came out a great deal over this last week was the pharmacy within our bodies and the specific chemicals that are being made within our bodies, which was absolutely fascinating to both of us. One of the things that we learned a great deal about, because we do this whole, he does this whole like masterclass on the pineal gland, and shows a video of a brain opening up and seeing the pineal gland. And he is talking about melatonin derivatives. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Go for it. She, a little rebel here, we weren't supposed to be taking any photos. And she took a whole bunch of photos.
I didn't read the fine print.
I did. I read the fine print, which I usually don't do, but I did in this case.
So the body, which is just really fabulous, the pineal gland is, and this was one of my favorite parts because he actually brought a scientist on board to show us the brain. The brain was bifurcated, so in two parts. The pineal side was left open. And so we got a journey into the brain and what it looks like. And that was just incredible.
Yeah.
So I was trying to describe it. It's tinier than my pinky. The pineal gland is referenced a lot to a pine nut.
Yep.
And through history has been connected to a pine cone. So if you go back in time and start to notice all the references, the visuals, the sculptures, with the Pope, with the Queen, way deep into
Egypt, the
historical
Egyptian eye.
times. Yeah, the
Yeah.
eye, right? That also, the half
Yeah.
of the eye is
Yeah.
the eye of the pineal.
Eye
So
of Horus.
yeah, the eye of Horus, exactly. So needless to say, the connection there is just phenomenal. But what's so fabulous about the chemistry that happens in our bodies is that it's all coming through the pineal gland. So I love just giving him kudos where kudos are due. Dr. Joe references melatonin as Mel and serotonin as Sarah. So Sarah wakes you up in the morning, and Mel, is like your slumber buddy and puts you to sleep at night. And so serotonin and melatonin are the two major hormones that are produced from the pineal gland, but there are more elusive type drugs that are produced as well. And, you know, it really challenged me when I heard one of the drugs because I'm like, hang on, that's a synthetic drug. So I needed to then, you know, do my own deep dive into the biochemistry of what we are producing in our bodies
Right.
and their derivatives. So,
And this has all been verified by science. Like this is not Dr. Joe making this up, you know, like it's important to state that.
this is what the Dr. Patel is, Hemal Patel is finding out in his research through all of the participants of all of the studies.
Yeah.
And, you know, they definitely raved about doing work with soldiers, retired soldiers, with a PTSD study. And, you know, 9 out of 10 of those soldiers are being healed. It's just, it's
Through this
phenomenal
work,
through
through
this
these
work.
meditations, through Dr. Joe's work.
So it was cool because he would, while we were meditating, he would bring up these chemicals.
Well, this was during the pineal gland meditation.
Yeah, and so you know, pardon my science.
Well, so yeah, so N dimethyl 5 methoxytryptamine
Yep,
is DMT.
DMT.
Do you guys know what DMT is?
It's all good. Neither did I.
No.
Right? But it is one of those
Mind altering.
yeah, it's like
psychotropic.
They relate it to mushrooms.
Yeah.
So if you understand or have ever journeyed down that road,
Yeah.
beta carboline, benzodiazepine, methyltroxylated idolamine, and methotrexytryptamine.
Yeah, methoxytryptamine 5. So yeah, so these are all melatonin derivatives that are generated, hello,
By our pineal gland.
when we are meditating, when we are elevating our what do you call it? The fluid, the spinal fluid.
Yeah, cerebral spinal fluid up the spinal column. And that really, you know, breath is definitely accessible. You know, and we did a lot of really great breathing. It's a
Yeah,
breath practice
amazing
that he
breathing.
absolutely encourages. But the cerebral spinal fluid, which generates, it actually is in all of our joints. Well, synovial fluid is in all of our joints, but the cerebral spinal fluid comes through the spine, up the spine, all the way into
the brain.
the brain, and ignites these qualities within us. I think that there's, you know, certainly this whole process of experiencing the quantum philosophy, I think, is also supportive in that realm. If you can take the mind there quickly, becoming no one, nobody, no thing, no time, no place, nada.
Yeah.
Those are all ways to access it, in my opinion.
Correct. Yeah. And so I just wanted to, it's just something sparked inside of me. So Dr. Joe is like the opposite of religious, right? Like he doesn't use the G word very often at all. It came out once, I think, while we were there.
Right.
And he's like, "Ooh, look at me." But he has like every other term for the divine that you can imagine. All right. I think my favorite is pure love, which was the theme of the Advanced Weeklong Retreat that we did 3 years ago.
Yeah, the first one.
Yeah. This one was
Quantum connection.
Yeah. So, which was
Mine was dirty, or else we'd match.
yeah. Yes, God is pure love. Exactly, Tamar. And so Dr. Joe's whole intention is for us to be experiencing more love in our life, more love in our hearts, so that we can give more love to the world. And that really, I believe, is the overarching intention behind his meditations, to access that space and that place, the grid, the quantum field, whatever you want to call it, you know, that is creative, that is pure love, so that we can actually like show up in life and be the creators as opposed to the victim, right?
He also referenced it as source.
Yeah,
which
with a
I
capital
really
S.
resonate with.
Capital S.
Yeah, we are source.
Which is the name of his documentary that we both watched it, and he strongly recommended it from the stage that it's an ideal documentary to show people who are maybe a little bit skeptical about Dr. Joe, or they don't quite understand what he stands for. I had someone make a comment on one of my posts. I don't know if you saw it. Made a comment about, oh, Dr. Joe's making $1 million a day. And
Bless him.
I wanted to speak to that because Stacy and I actually did the numbers at one point.
We did the math.
We did,
We looked it up.
We did the math. He says that all the time. I looked it up and this is what it means, And so, but I wanted to mention that because first of all, it really struck me. Because certainly, you can see a business model and you can see a figurehead and maybe a guru to some, I don't know. I wouldn't call him a guru. I'd say he's definitely a massive figurehead for me in terms of helping me to understand why I'm meditating. Because I've been meditating for a really long time, but there is an access to the why and the how to get to where I'm trying to get to that Dr. Joe has really helped me with that nobody else has, I haven't learned that from anyone else. But I just want to offer that, in terms of how much Dr. Joe makes, because he does make about $1 million a day. There were a lot of people in that room, 1,500 people in the room, and two-thirds of them were from the United States, and one-third of them were from 58 different countries from around the world.
Yeah.
And so we heard, different accents and languages being spoken all day, every day, which is my favorite part. And so he's making a lot of money. And Stacy's like, he needs a school. And I'm like, sis, this is his school. Like this is.
Well, we just had direct questions that we wanted to ask.
Yeah,
right?
I wish there was a mic, a
Yeah.
Q&A. Can we have a Q&A moment? But that would go on for way too long,
Right. And I just like geeking out on this stuff. So especially the science.
Yeah. Yeah. So is he making a lot of money? Yeah, he is. And at the very end, he's like, you guys, at the end of 7 days, he's like, do not make this about me. This is not about me.
Well, and I just want to speak to that a little bit, Steph, because I've walked the path with somebody who I turned into a guru, who was my yoga teacher, and he fell from grace. And I think whenever anybody introduces us to something that we reveal in ourselves, that there's such a gratitude. It's like, I could never have done it without you. But yes, you absolutely could have. He just set the stage for it to happen.
Yeah.
Guru
Well, he's the
is
messenger.
Guru is darkness to light, right? So Gu represents darkness and Ru represents light. And when we learn anything, it's revealed to us and we move from the dark into the light. And so now we are the seer again and of the unknown. And so, and I was trying to explain that to my husband, who is very non-guru friendly. And so I think what I was trying to say to him was, there's no dogma. You either do the work or you don't do the work, and it's your journey through your own mind on how you get there.
Yeah.
And so, and the other thing is that, vibrationally, how are we showing up in this world? And if we're choosing something or we want something, and that is on a different vibrational level, and we're still hanging out down here lower in lower vibes, it's our work then to raise those vibes so that we are in the same plane, that we are at the same frequency then. And that's when things can start to shift. That's when time and space fall away.
Yeah.
And we are in the oneness.
Yeah.
And so
that's when it gets really good.
yeah. So this whole, Steffi mentioned the word guru. It took me there. Call it what you will. You are your own guru. Let yourself journey to those unknown places so that it's revealed to you.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just looking at some of my notes here. And, one of his quotes that he repeats often is the sweet spot of the generous present moment.
Yeah.
And so I want to bring that forward because, that's really what our work is when we're sitting in his meditations, is to remain present, to remain in the presence, and to not let our mind go towards what we're having for lunch today, or I wonder how my family's doing back home or whatever, just so that it can be here now. And yeah, be here now. I mean, it's like there's so many different teachers in the world, right? Like that's a Ram Dass quote, and one of Stacy's mentors in her yogic life and world. And so whatever it takes to like get us there into that generous present moment, it's going to look different for all of us, but clearly a lot of people around the world are responding to what Dr. Joe is teaching. And I will just offer, if you haven't been to his YouTube channel, go.
There's a
You
bunch of free.
well, yeah. Well,
It's old school.
so hang on a minute, hang on a minute. So you'll never see Dr. Joe speaking on his YouTube channel. It's all testimonials of Dr. Joe's, of people that have attended the week long or have done the meditations and have transformed their health in some profound way. And that had me in tears. Like he shared one of a woman with a stage 4 diagnosis when we were in Marco Island, and it absolutely had me in tears because she turned it all around. And then there was another adorable man named Matty from Brisbane, Australia, who shared about a brain tumor that he had, and he kept asking for 6 more weeks of his doctors, and ultimately he showed the scan up on the stage, and there was like no evidence of a brain tumor ever having been there. So there's those level of testimonials that are being shared on Dr. Joe's YouTube channel that are profound and dramatic. And, for someone like me, gives me a lot of hope. So I had a lot of hope all week long. While I was there, I cried a lot, Stace knows. We do a lot of walking meditations while we're there. And the very first one I did, like I was just bawling my eyes out, and I didn't even know why. Like the music was just starting, and I'm just bawling and bawling. And I was uncomfortable because the heat was so intense, even though it was so early in the morning, and I had on too many clothes. And that wasn't why I was crying, but I just kept crying almost for like that whole walking meditation. So you just don't know what's going to come forward, to be released, to move, the energy that's going to be moved, and the tears that are going to come forward to cleanse you. And it's uh it's intense. It was a really intense week for me.
So you spoke about the present moment, and of course, our yoga journey is all about being present and expanding our own mindfulness and that. And I think what's really great about the work that Dr. Joe teaches is that the brain tries to create change from the past, from what we remember about our past experiences. And I believe Einstein quoted this. He said, if you're trying to change, oh, look, Calypso.
Yeah. Speaking of Calypso, she just
There's
passed.
the cat. If you're trying to create change for yourself, you cannot change it, or you cannot create the change from the same mind that created it.
Yeah. So matter changing matter. He talks a lot about this.
Right, because
Mhm.
it takes too much time to get from point A to B in that regard. And that's why we work with vibration and frequency and taking ourselves to that quantum connection.
Through meditation.
Yeah. And so it's just the work is to maintain your presence and what energy you're putting out into the world and what frequency you're connected to and what you're bringing forward from your past and how that could potentially be holding you back from creating a new future for yourself.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and he doesn't want you going to work with any coaches in the hotel room afterwards. He doesn't want you connected to anything else. He wants you to be in your own experience of, of doing the work, and then, being in the just on your own in your own room or what have you. So there's no other influences besides the work. So I love that. There's a real integrity that he's wanting. And, he's a bit of a downer on having any alcohol. I don't know about, afterwards at the end of the day, but definitely throughout the day, he didn't want any alcohol or any drugs of any kind involved. So to maintain the purity of the experience. So what else did we want to talk about, Sissy?
Something continues to pop up for me when I do listen to the progressive course and when he's speaking that I really wanted to share. And they're, I don't know, what do you call these? I call them mantras.
Mm.
Um, Learning it with your head,
Mm-hmm.
applying it with your hands,
Mm.
and knowing it by heart.
Mm-hmm.
That's one. He speaks to that one a lot. Uh, Being the philosopher, I can speak, the philosopher to then the initiate to then the master,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
which I love that one.
Yeah, that was pretty much the very first night. So there's Friday night, we're there in the evening. Um, that's when it began, Friday evening. And then it ended on Thursday afternoon. And I didn't actually take notes that first night. I think I just wanted to like bathe in Dr. Joe, just feel it all. And then I started taking notes the very next morning. But I'm still in touch with Nathan, who I met
Oh,
that night.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, we're still in touch. And uh, you guys, lo and behold, I sat beside a fellow who's in sales, and we sat together that evening and just really connected. And then we saw each other throughout the whole week, and always offered hugs, and we're now still connected. And that's part of, the practice and how to keep it alive.
Yeah.
So he and I we're kind of like,
Pen pals,
yeah,
old
accountability.
school.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I've
accountability.
got Stace, and then I've got Nathan, and then I have several others that I was in touch with because, oh my gosh, for those of you who work in my Lumi Vitae business, the people
The
went
bottle,
mental.
I didn't bring mine.
They went mental for the molecular hydrogen at lunch. It was wild because, of course, they love all that stuff. They're all
They're just
concerned about
open to
health,
it. Yeah,
health,
everybody's
frequency,
open
all
to
of
it.
that. So that was really amazing. But the other thing, in terms of keeping it alive for myself, I found out about a local community here in Washington, in the Seattle area, before I left. And then I got in touch with my friends who told me about that. And I'm going to go to an all day retreat next week.
Oh,
Yeah,
genius.
in Issaquah.
I just got home, so we haven't really talked.
No, no. And they're going to be doing a walking meditation. There's a
Lovely.
catered lunch,
Oh,
and then they're going to be doing a coherence healing.
oh.
So why don't we talk about the coherence healing, Sissy?
Yeah. Well, do you want to speak to it as a healy? And
Yeah,
I'll speak to it as a healer.
yeah. So the coherence healings are a form of healing that Dr. Joe facilitates for the entire ballroom, really.
Yeah.
There are a bunch of Heelys. They're randomly picked throughout all of the registrants. I got gifted 3 coherence healing sessions upon arrival. And I also had 3 experiences 3 years ago. And so I'll be honest with you, there was a part of me that felt like maybe I should be a healer this time around. Maybe I should be giving. Worthiness came up for me, which was fascinating, a couple times throughout the week. The worthiness of receiving other people's love. And as a matter of fact, after my second coherence healing, I actually had the thought, I think I'm good. I don't think I need that third healing. And then I had a little chat with myself, and I'm like, wait a minute, Stephanie Dawn, you are going to say no to receiving more love? What are you thinking? Why would I say no to that? Like, no, I'm not going to say no to more love. And Dr. Joe shared this amazing story about one of his mystical experiences where he met a woman in this sort of time travel that he did. And she said to him, there's always more love. And so that's what I said to myself. I'm like, you're definitely going for that third coherence healing because there's always more love, Stephanie. So it was an opportunity for me to like expand my ability to receive. And those of you who have followed me for a while, I've received a lot, right? Like there's been a lot of love. And some of you have been right there, right, by my side through it all. And and I didn't think that I needed to learn how to open to receive more, but I did. I did, and so I did. So what he does is he takes all the healers, that was Stace, on a guided meditation where they are tuning into the love within their own heart and they're feeling that love. And there's a big buildup. You know how Dr. Joe likes to go. If you've done his meditations, like he goes on and on and on and on, and just supporting people to like really get into that feeling of love within themselves. And then he has them turn that love towards the healee, which was me. And I'm laying on the ground on my back with this sweet little gratitude blankie that Dr. Joe gave me and covering my body because it can get pretty cold
Really, he
in
likes
the
to
ballroom.
keep everybody awake.
Yeah, if you guys ever go to a retreat, like do
Take
what they
sweater.
say and dress in layers. It's freaking freezing. Yeah, he likes to keep it cold. So my first coherence healing was kind of uneventful. And I just sort of lay there and I was just like, I was just laying there. I was open, I was receptive, but I didn't really have a lot of feelings while I was laying there until it ended. And I sat up and I took my blindfold off, my eye mask, and I looked at the rows of all the healers and all the healies, and I burst into tears. And I just, tears of gratitude and thanksgiving for what I just experienced and all that they'd given me, even though I didn't have a lot of feelings. All of a sudden, I was like overcome with feelings and was so grateful for, it felt like a sanctuary,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. So I got to be on the other side of that. I got to be a healer, which I take that very proudly because I think we all are healers and we all are healies
Yeah.
in our lives,
Mhm.
as we go through life. And setting the tone of the room was really, really powerful.
Yeah.
So the Heelys get set up inside the space, and they're like little cocoons that he builds. And there are so many.
6 or 8 surrounding a Healy.
And they bring in, which I really love this, they bring in
Oh, autistic children.
people from the area
Locals.
whose parents are very open to this. So they brought children in, which was just
Beautiful.
magical.
Beautiful. Yeah.
And there are definitely a lot of Heelys already in the space with us, but they brought in more, and it was children who, don't necessarily want to sit through all the chats about, what the work that we're doing, but need the experience. And if you've ever witnessed coherence or cohesion within the heart, it's like there's a syncing up of energy and frequency that happens, and it's pretty phenomenal. I remember the first intensive that we went to. He showed us these little, I think they metronomes, but
Oh,
maybe it wasn't
yeah.
a metronome itself.
Mhm.
Anyways, nonetheless, it was like, they're all going like this all
It was in
over
the
the place, right?
progressive workshop.
And then all of a sudden, everything starts to go
Go
in
together,
sync.
in sync.
And that, I mean, I just gave myself goosies, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, oxytocin, little hit there.
Yeah.
Because that's what happens. That's what happens when you align with people and with energy and with the space.
Yeah. And the love and the heart. Like, yeah, heart brain
Yeah.
coherence. He talks about that all the time.
So what was cool, like we did a lot of energy center work. He doesn't reference them as chakras, but
No.
nonetheless. So energy center work, and it's cool because the energy comes out of us, right? And we put out a vibe all the way out, it ripples out, but then the energy comes into us and that vibe moves in, right? So it goes both ways, and that's super cool when I think about coherence healings, because that's what's happening at the same time, as he likes to say, with an echo behind his voice. So So the other thing I just wanted to, so that was neat. That was really neat for me to just be present for that and be really open to that and to feel that. Especially because I haven't talked to these 8 souls, and I don't know this
No.
person who I'm sending energy to. I don't know what their issue is. Actually, he doesn't want you to know. But you do sign a little release at the end so that they can potentially share if there's been a
If
healing,
there's been a healing.
which I thought was very, satisfying. But that's not the point. It's not for the end result. Um, but oh geez, I just forgot what I was gonna say.
Oh, well, we have a question here. What happened with the kids?
Oh,
Well, we don't know, like we don't, it's such a big ballroom. We have no idea like who got healed and who didn't. At the very last coherence healing, there was a huge like celebration a few
yeah,
spots down from me. So it sounds like somebody, but Dr. Joe doesn't focus on that.
that's not the
Mm-mm,
point.
it's not the
Yeah,
point.
it is
The
not the
point,
point.
no, like obviously it's awesome, but the
Oh, I
point
know.
is that we're doing the work.
Yeah,
We're giving and receiving. We're giving to give, we're giving to live. And that's the name of his
give to give.
nonprofit, Give
Yeah.
to Give.
And that was the other thing. Sorry, my menopause brain just blipped out and blipped back in again. But I think what's really fabulous is the energy that you're giving out and that you're receiving is happening at all at the
Oh,
same
yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So you're being healed, right, at the exact same time that you're putting energy out to
Yeah.
heal somebody else. And that's my point that I wanted to
Right.
make is that, you can have profound openings and,
Oh, yeah.
just moving your own energy and, that elusive, illusional, mystical
Hmm.
experience for yourself,
Yeah.
is all happening at the same time.
Yeah.
It depends on how open you are.
After my third coherence healing, which was actually pretty awesome, because at that point I was like, yeah, I'll receive more
Yeah,
love.
bring it.
Yeah, bring it. So, um, uh, I had a really cool experience during that coherence healing where I saw my whole skeletal form as light. Like I just saw the light, like my whole body was lit up as light. And that was a really neat experience. And then when I opened up my eyes and we came out of the meditation, there were like grown men. There was a few grown men surrounding me, women and men, but there was a lot of men there. I loved seeing there
Yeah,
was so
there
many
was
men
a
there.
lot
Oh
of
my gosh.
male energy very present.
Just bawling their eyes out,
Yeah,
telling me how much they love me.
yeah. Wait, I don't know you.
I'm
Wait, I
like,
hardly know
I was
you.
like, I haven't heard that in a while. I love you too. It was just beautiful. Like the love was flowing
Yeah,
in the room.
yeah,
And they just were so grateful to have been there to help me, to like to give their love to me. And
yeah.
for me to be open to receive their love was a blessing for them. So it was beautiful.
So I just wanted to share a little bit because I got to stay on in Marco Island after the fact,
Yeah.
and I continued to do my walking meditations every day. So
That's so cool.
there was a lot of laughter because he has a sense of humor, thank goodness.
Does.
And
He's from New Jersey.
And so, you guys, it's so funny because 1,500 people standing on the beach, standing still
Still for
with
like 20 minutes.
eye
Yeah.
masks on, earbuds in, or headsets on, standing still, doing nothing,
Yeah.
um, draws a lot of attention. And people are like, the zombies are out, right? Like it's
There's
hysterical.
so many people on the beach. And the
It's
beach is white. And so
wild.
it's like all these sticks and
It's
then
wild. And then, of course, at the end of the well, he stops you at least 3 times. So you stand still.
yeah.
You stand still. He talks to you, and then you walk in
Yeah.
that energy
Yeah.
and what you're working
Yeah.
on.
Walk is the
Yeah,
mystic or
or
the
the
body
electric
electric.
body, yeah,
Yeah.
all of it, or walking towards your future self, or what have
Yeah.
you. And then he
Uh-huh.
gets you to stand still again.
To
Um,
breathe. Just
yeah,
breathe and feel
breathe,
yourself
and then he talks you
connected to
through the energy centers
the
again,
blackness.
or yeah, the no thing,
Hmm.
right? And so that's happening for an hour and 15 minutes on the
Yeah.
beach, and then everybody lies down. And so people have YouTube this, you guys, and it's hysterical. They're like, what? Did something happen to them all? Why are they all down on the ground now?
Oh my God. Oh my
Oh,
God.
it's pretty priceless. But one thing that I can't forget, and I've tried to Google it, and I need to do more work to look for it. So they were in Australia. A gentleman was doing his walking meditation. He lays down, a kangaroo comes up to him and starts sniffing
At
at
his
his
feet.
foot, right? And he takes a couple sniffs back away, take a couple, and the guy's just tuned out, right?
Tuned out
The
in
guy's
his own
in
world.
meditation.
Yeah,
his own
has
world,
no
totally.
clue.
And then all of a sudden, the guy flicks his foot, and the kangaroo just
Jumps
flies
really high.
It was so
Oh God.
great.
Oh my
And of course,
God.
everybody's busting out laughing. It was so funny. Anyways, I've been trying to bring that one back up, but I need to Google harder for it.
Yeah.
But it's just funny how other people perceive the walking meditations. But
Yeah. Yeah.
those walking meditations are just as good as the hour and
Sitting.
a half seated.
Yeah.
And
100%.
and by the way,
Mhm.
okay, here's actually I have one more thing I want to share, and I know that we're getting on with time.
Yeah.
I was speaking to a colleague the other day, and I was sharing with her about each day we would meditate for 5.5 hours of an 8 hour, it was probably more like a 10 hour day,
Mhm.
after all things considered. And she said to me, "Oh my gosh, I could never do that." And I paused and I thought in my head, I said, "You know what? You're right. You can never do that because you only will do what you believe you can do." And so I was just like, this is, I guess, what we're here to continue to support people on.
Yeah.
And, certainly through my work, I teach meditation, I teach curriculum, I work with students in schools who, are really, they're pliable right now, which is just beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And so
We have one of them here.
yes,
today.
actually, one of them's on board.
Yeah.
Ella, nice to see
Ella
you.
Arvish, our buddy here on Bainbridge Island.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks.
You're welcome, honey.
So, I just, it's okay to put boundaries up and it's okay to protect yourself, but just know that you are capable of whatever you choose to be capable of.
Exactly.
And I think, when we can allow our minds to go there, that's when
Yeah.
stuff happens. The good stuff happens.
Yeah. I'm thinking of his little tagline that you see on there. He has some blankies there for Give to Give, and some of the caps say believe, behave, become.
Mhm.
Starts with your mind, and then your actions, and then you become that which you're desiring to change in your
And
life.
you know it by heart.
Yeah, exactly. Believe, behave, become. So that's pretty much what we got for you guys today. We can open it up for a little bit for little comments, little question, little Q&A.
Yeah,
So
I know.
good to be with you and to be reliving it with you all. Look at Tamar. Yay,
Hi, beautiful.
honey. Aw.
So good to see both of you.
Oh, bless you.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hi, new friends. I don't know some of you, but it's nice to connect with you. Thank you for letting us.
Hello.
Yeah. And if you ever need an accountability buddy, Steph and I are here. Like the other thing is that, like I also backed off on the work. But I became a whole lot more connected to it and a deeper realm through this.
Yeah.
And we just have to remind ourselves that we have the power within us. And if we're looking to create change, we can't do it from the same vibe that we created,
Yeah.
our personal reality from.
Mhm.
We have to change our personality.
Yeah.
That's that's how we evolve.
Yeah. Just the final thing I want to say that's really been working me since I've been back integrating is, I think I got really caught up in 3D stuff, the 3D reality of life and the cancer and, right? Got super fatigued by all that. It's like draining, right? To be focused on that and to be
Yeah.
dealing with it and have it ongoing. And I was noticing, having been there, in Marco Island with Stace, what I was focusing on when I was feeling all that fatigue and when I was, going through what I was going through. Because there's been a little bit of activity in my body around the cancer. And I'm like, oh God, no, really? And so it's like, okay, Seth, so you can do what you were doing before, which was not this, or you can put your focus and your attention on the 5D and beyond stuff version of myself, right? That pristine light body and hang out there more often. Because I've also been in this inquiry, like, so what? So am I going to heal cancer with these meditations and what? Then I just stop the meditations? Like I've been asking myself all these questions.
Of course.
It's like, then I'm just done. It's like, no,
No,
I won't be
no.
done, I'm not going to be done.
We're done when we're in the ground. But
exactly.
maybe we're not even
Yeah.
because our spirit still floats.
Yeah, yeah, but as this incarnation.
Right, right.
So anyway, so that's where I'm going to be. If you wonder where Steph's going to be in the next little while, I'm going to be in the 5D. So if you want to come hang out with me and Stace, like meet us there. It's like that Rumi quote, right? Uh,
Yeah, yeah, that's our plan
mhm.
is and to share it because it's
Mhm.
so fun being with people
Yeah,
who,
we're on
I
the same
mean,
path.
yeah, who think in a similar way and who just vibrate similarly. So,
Mhm.
yeah. So
Thank
thank
you,
Well, I
ladies, so much.
yeah, thank you. My question, I know you mentioned it on one of our calls, Steph, but haven't done any of Joe's work, and I know you need to do the intro course. And Steph said, well, if you buy a week long, they give you the intro
Mhm.
course to do before. So tell me about what's involved in that portion.
Hours of lecture and
Yeah.
meditation.
There's like 4 to 5 hours of meditation. It's I think 15 hours of lecture.
Mm-hmm.
I just bought it because I wanted it permanently.
Oh,
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that's what's
okay.
on my account now. So
Oh,
because
cool.
I love being reminded of it, and it's really hard for the brain. Like we're only open to what we're open to in the moment. And it's, that level of understanding and comprehension.
Mm-hmm.
So I like being able to go back and go, oh, missed that one.
Yeah,
Whoops.
yeah,
Right. And so, and I love
uh-huh.
that. Like I love, little glimmers keep coming back to
yeah,
me. And I think that that's what's fabulous about that. Um, yeah, that's the best way, Valerie, to really get a good
yeah.
old taste, and it's power packed and it's current, 2023.
Yeah, I think it was in Barcelona because he had a really old one,
Really old
which was
school.
really good,
Yeah,
but
but
this is just new and fresh.
and that's the other thing. It's like it's nice to be able to be away for 3 years and to have him come up with current data. And the
Mm-hmm.
fact that he was revealing the science, the journal that they're writing,
The
or the
current
research that
science.
they've got right now is they're just publishing it.
Yeah,
And so it's not going to be made available for maybe, well, they didn't even give us a date,
they didn't, but
but
they'll be notifying
but
us
they've got
via
the
email.
data right
Mm-hmm.
now. And I think that that's what's really profound. And
So I just want to underscore that because I don't know that everyone realizes this about Dr. Joe, that he has got the largest data
mhm.
science about the brain and how meditation affects the body of anyone in the world, you guys. Dr. Joe.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
yeah,
It's
it's really
profound.
cool. And
Awesome.
yeah, so there is some research out there on meditation in the brain, but this current stuff that they're going to come up with,
It's
um,
mind-blowing,
it
actually.
literally is.
Yeah, they gave
It's
Dr.
going to rock the allopathic world.
It really is. And they've already got a
Yeah.
program that they're creating for doctors and nurses. So it's it's really it's helping Joe become more mainstream, which is very much
Uh-huh.
needed, right? Because we all
And
know.
usual, like how
Mhm.
incredible that meditation would become usual in our lives,
Yeah.
right? Like how beautiful is that? So, yeah.
Yeah, and the other thing I wanted to mention for those of you that are looking at his work is the book Becoming Supernatural.
Mm.
Oh my gosh. If you
Well,
haven't
they're
read
all
that book,
good.
listen, well, that's the most recent one.
Yeah.
And it's yeah, all of his books are good.
The placebo is also incredible
You Are the
because,
Placebo.
what we think, what we speak, how we feel is all a reflection of our own reality.
Yep.
And so if we believe in something, that's when we can access it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Any other questions or
Yeah, I
comments?
find it interesting this you thank you so much for doing this. This is just so wonderful and inspiring. This idea of what you believe in. So how do you change your beliefs? I mean, I have a certain set of beliefs that have been proven to me, right? The faith that comes in is like my belief gets stronger and stronger when the universe reflects my belief back at me. But how do you step out of beliefs you don't have, don't even know you need? How do you make that shift?
yeah, that's a great question, Tamar. And, I always like to reference our beings like a lotus, and that we unveil a leaf at a time. I think, everybody thinks differently, right? And so when you're curious, curiosity, I think is, let's just start there, right? The curiosity around the potential to believe something new
Else.
or something else, or whatever that is, then it has to come, like you said, proven, validated, all of that, right? So let yourself continue to be curious, and then how can you lean into that curiosity, and what's revealed to you in that process.
Well, and I think that, this is what I love about the Becoming Supernatural, the most recent book. Like, it's proffering a whole new way of how it is that we are to be human and be happy humans. Okay? Because Dr. Joe talks about choosing to be happy,
Yeah.
Yes.
to love yourself, that we are at choice. And he'd welcome us back into the room after a break or lunch or whatever, and he'd go, "How'd y'all feel about that meditation this morning?" And we'd be all like, "Yeah, woohoo, right on." And he'd go, "You do realize that that was you making yourself feel good, right?
Yeah.
You did that."
Right.
I'm just getting chills as I say that, actually. Because he's like, do not make this about me.
Yeah.
Okay? It's about you generating your own inner pharmacy, your own chemistry that is the happy hormones or all the melatonin derivatives or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we are at choice. And so, I mean, it's not something that's new to us tomorrow necessarily, but it was reignited, underscored, deepened for me. Like, come on, Steph, work what you know.
Yeah.
Work what you know, right?
Yeah.
Like,
It's a reminder.
Yeah.
yeah, apply it, And so I'm like, okay, got the memo. Want to live, gonna do the work, I want to be healthy, not
to
just
be
want to live.
happy. Yeah,
Healthy.
and happy and feeling whole, right? Like that's really, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but curiosity, right? We stay open, things will happen. We'll get influenced. And he also speaks to, like for me, I've been working really hard at a project, and I need validation to continue to do the work. And for me, that validation is a rainbow. And so every time I see a rainbow, I'm like, thank you for that higher message, right? For that gift from above, because it's a lot of hard work, and I put my head down and I keep going because I believe in it.
Yeah.
But is it, is it blind? Thank you for that. Am I blind, or can I ask the universe to validate and to give me some kind of like stamp of keep going, Stace, keep going. You're not done yet.
And so the 3D personality will, if we get a hit or if we get a call, like he would talk about, people really have been wanting him to make an abundance program. And he's like, I don't wanna. Like he goes to this little wine, right? Like there's that 3D part of it that's like, no, I don't wanna do it. And so we need those reflections in the 3D
Yeah.
to support us to take the next step, right? Otherwise it's easy to remain small, remain contracted,
Yeah.
and not.
Not believe.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah.
Also, we live in a 3D world, so that's real. And
Well,
so that
amen
doesn't
to
work
that.
to dismiss that. How do
Right.
you
We
work with
can't
it?
deny that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's part of the
Well,
fight.
and what he
Yeah.
would say is that that's what we've been taught, that we
Oh,
live in
okay. That we
3D
live in a 3D world. Fair enough.
yes, and that everything is linear.
Yeah.
And he goes, nothing could be further from the truth.
We are not linear beings.
Yeah.
Multidimensional, living in a multidimensional reality.
And when you start going down that road with Dr. Joe, it's like, oh Jesus. So, because he doesn't like go super deep into it, but I would imagine at the advanced retreat, which I would like to do next year, he's probably going to talk more about that and mystical experiences and
The advanced follow-up. Yeah.
yeah, I would imagine. So, because that's kind of hard for some people who are just newbies, to go, wait, what? Like I'm a mystical being? But yeah, we all are. Like we all have that. It's not some of us. And that's the other thing. He didn't do it as much this time, but 3 years ago, he referred to all of us as geniuses.
Yeah.
How are you doing, geniuses? And there's no question in my mind that the man is a genius. There's no question in my mind, and when I was referred to as a genius 3 years ago, I was like, whoa, no one's ever called me that in my adult life. Like, that feels kind of good. Like, I don't exactly know what I'm a genius about or
The
around.
fact that you're here doing the work,
Yeah, exactly.
right?
That your willingness to transform and to change. Like, look, I'm wearing, Stacy got this for me 3 years ago. Nothing changes until we change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So it's after 4. We love you. Thank you so much for being with us on a Sunday. Yeah.
Thank
Laurel,
you.
I'm just reading what Laurel said. Yay.
yeah.
When do you go, Laurel? Did she go?
Oh, there she is.
When do you go to your advanced retreat?
Hi.
No, you want to do one, or you've already done one.
I've done the progressive.
Ah.
And yes, I get really nostalgic around the meditation mask. Yeah. So many tools that are received, and it just totally locked me into my commitment to my practice. And I too have noticed I just moved and I fell off the wagon. And I see the effects of what happens in my world when I lose that commitment to myself. And so just tuning in with you all, just like it just grows the roots even stronger.
I'm so glad you came today. And yes, please get in touch with me. I would love that. I recognize your name from Facebook, right?
Yeah, I know. I've been tracing back the tendrils of connection, but when I saw your email that you were holding this Zoom, I was like, oh, I love Dr. Joe, and this was really perfect for me. So thank you.
Terrific. All right.
It's okay, ladies, that we forget, but it's more important that we remember.
Yeah.
Right?
That's awesome. Yeah.
It's more important that we remember and honestly like that, remember.
Yeah, that's what he
like,
said.
That's what he says in every meditation.
Remember this feeling.
Remember who you are, remember this moment, remember the present, remember.
Yeah.
Come back and remember.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Don't forget where you were,
Yeah.
all those wonderful feelings and experiences. So yeah, strongly recommend downloading his meditations from his unlimited website. Strongly recommend. I concur with Stacy. The walking meditations are so dynamic.
Yeah.
They are so fabulous. I just love them.
I love them too.
I think I want to do them every day.
I know. Well, you get his work for a month
Afterward, you
the
get all the,
retreat.
yeah.
So you get to just full on absorb.
Yeah, and we
which
get
is
the
super
progressive to
great.
keep rewatching if we want to for a month after too. So Yeah,
Mm.
it's a beautiful investment, I think, you know, like he
And
does,
yes,
he
it's an
gives a lot.
investment,
He gives a
but it's
lot,
an investment in, like, what a better person to invest in yourself,
right?
right?
Yeah, and there's meals, 2 meals a day. You're fed. Wonderful.
Is this your second time or third time?
Second.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
I've only gone one time, and it was this spring, right after the fires that happened down in Southern California, and I was living down there, and I just, for myself, like, I'm just so excited to keep moving forward and to gather again, because it's like that unified field when you're with that many people
Mhm.
gathered and
Crazy.
meditating. It's like exponential. It's
It's
like I
crazy.
can't even.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is. Yeah. Yeah. So staying connected, that was my commitment. After being in Marco Island was I want to stay committed to being with him at least once a year. It's kind of what I'm gonna shoot for, you know? And then to find the local community up here is meaningful for me as well.
Well, but this cyber community is really cool
Just one
too.
online
So if
community.
you ever want to get back together and talk about it,
Yeah,
let's do
we can do
it.
it. Yeah, we can do it. Happy to keep talking about it, you
Right?
know?
It's so worthy.
Yeah.
And everybody can share their experience, you know?
Exactly. Yeah, we can keep doing this.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah, totally.
Can
Totally.
can I share one other thing?
Yeah.
You guys are sparking all my Dr. Joe inspiration. But the Inner Science Research Institute, like all these incredible organizations have bubbled up around his work and supporting it.
Mhm.
And so I received their correspondence,
Oh,
and they bring speakers in from that science meets quantum realm, and they're part of the mobilization of all of his research and partnerships. But there's just this like infinite field of connectivity where I just, there's so many different parts of his work that are so inspirational to follow. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's really created a ripple.
Yeah, there's many tendrils now from
Yeah.
that week long that he's involved in. And I think the one that really inspires me and had me in tears several times
Yeah.
is the one that works with prison inmates.
That's give to give.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's so
Changing
mind
folks who are
blowing.
incarcerated.
I used to do prison work at Agape when I was a practitioner and to help folks that are incarcerated to become free in their mind.
Yeah. Even though they're not free in 3D. Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, it really is.
Well, my computer's about to die, so we really should say
Oh my
goodbye.
God. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Before it blanks out. Bless you all.
Bye.
I just wanted to say hi and bye, and I love you guys, and I'm excited to be here. And I'm so new to all of this, and I'm starting like as soon as I get home. I'm gonna meditate. I'm at work right now, and I'm not gonna cry, but I love you guys, and I
Oh,
gotta
love
go,
you.
Bless you.
and I hope that we
Pay
can
the
do this
price.
again.
Yeah.
All right, I love you guys.
Absolutely, Amber.
Absolutely.
Amber, your
Bye-bye.
vulnerable Facebook post rocked it, girl.
Yeah.
Oh, thank
Love
you
you,
so much,
Amber. You're
Valerie.
amazing.
There's so
Yeah,
much
you're
more to
just killing
come.
it.
All right.
Thank
All
you.
right, love you guys.
Love
Love
you.
you.
Bye,
Bye.
Stacy. Bye,
Bye.
Sydney.
Bye.
Thank you, ladies.